chest down. And the reason why you should care about this run, I think you all care already. Thank you for being here. That you should care about, sign up and invite all your friends, is because you can be a runner like Dylan and be amazing at what he does, and next thing you know, for whatever reason, face a spinal cord injury just like I did. I had a car accident at the age of 19. It's been 10 years of that accident. I was in a car, in a taxi. I was not driving, obviously. I thought this way it would be safer. We were going to Rosarito Beach, and our goal was, as a 19-year-old and my friends and my boyfriend at the time, we wanted to go and have fun. We were going to go dance and of course have a few drinks, but we did not want to drink and drive, so we thought this way it would be safer. And almost to Rosarito Beach, like just minutes away, we faced a horse that was just randomly standing in the middle of the road, and we struck the horse going at about 80 miles an hour. So it was just a crazy impact, and so the horse fell on top of the roof and collapsed the roof, my side, which was the left side, all the way down to seat level. So if you can picture that, visualize that type of impact. The fact that I'm here today is a miracle. Had I been standing up like so, there's no way I would have made it. My boyfriend and the taxi driver, they didn't make it, and for them it was instant death. And luckily he tried to protect me and pushed me down and literally saved my life. And from that impact, so I was like this, and literally the horse and the roof collapsed on top of me, and that fractured my spine, severed my spinal cord from mid-chest down. I also had multiple fractures. I broke my clavicle. My shoulder had to be completely reconstructed. I still have a plate there. My lungs collapsed, so I couldn't breathe. The most basic things. I had just moved out to San Diego 3 months before that, and I was working and going to school full time, such a go-getter, and in seconds, the most basic things that we all just take for granted were just gone. I couldn't breathe on my own. I had to be hooked to a ventilator. I couldn't speak for 2 months. And that right there, as much as it gives me the chills right now, is a reason why I decide to support things that are for a great cause, like this run, because I can raise my voice, literally, a voice that I lost for some time. I can raise my voice for something that matters. And I don't know if I'm gonna see it in my lifetime, a cure for spinal cord injuries, but I think we should all care, because I'm affected by it, but you just never know when it's gonna affect you or your loved one. And the thing is everybody goes through a really difficult time. It's not just a person who becomes injured. It's a whole new way of life, and the family has to mourn like that person. You could still become so active and you could still do so much, but it's a very difficult transition. You have to kind of let go of that, in my case, for example. I was doing some fitness modeling, and the thing that I would work out the most were my legs and my abs, and that's really what I lost. I'm not able, as much as I want to work out my abs or my legs, they're never gonna be back like where they were. And interestingly, I used to be a cross-country runner, so I had some passion at some point for running as well. But I definitely want to leave you with the message of, no matter what happens, life goes on. I went back to school and I majored in communication studies, and I'm a motivational speaker. I went back to modeling, and yes, I've modeled in my wheelchair. I've modeled down the runway at New York Fashion Week and in my chair, and I just moved out to LA 6 months ago, and so I also host. I'm a host, and I have a show that's called Beauty on Wheels. So I guess the sky's the limit. No matter what you face, I don't want to preach, because I'm sure all of you guys have faced a struggle in life, and you decide what you want to make of whatever it is that comes along the way. No matter how negative, no matter how down you are, you can make something positive, and no matter what, you can always get back up. So I really hope to see all of you there. There really is no excuse. Dustin and I are gonna be there. We're gonna push and as far as we can. My first year, no training whatsoever, I did a 5K. I was proud because I pushed myself. Then the second year, and I had a car accident, a second. I don't want you to think, oh my gosh, this girl, she's just bad luck. I think I'm just like a true warrior, I hope. And I had to do some therapy for my neck. It's a long story, but this second car accident did mess up my neck, and luckily nothing, permanent. And so last year I did 10K. So I never in my wildest dreams did I think I was gonna double that first after everything I went through. I don't know, I don't wanna make any promises. I don't know what I'll be doing, but I know I will be there. And I really just wanna thank you all for being here. And please share, sign up today. Don't leave it for another day. And just get everyone to do it, because the run is so fun. It's such a unique run, and the vibe is just like, everyone just gets hyped up, and it's so cool because you're gonna see people in wheelchairs also, and I think that really kind of touches people. It's like, this is why we're here. We came for these people, and like, you're running for those who can't, and we can't thank you enough for that. And if you want to check out any of my stuff, my website is tamaramena.com, tamaramena.com, and also Tamara Mena 1 on most of the social media platforms. So thank you again.
Thanks. So my name is Dustin Shilcox, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about what happened to me. Because obviously you guys can look at me right now, and you can see I'm in a wheelchair. But let me tell you, I haven't always been like this. In fact, I used to be like a lot of you guys here. I mean, I spent my summers out on the lake on my boat, riding jet skis and four-wheelers and motorcycles. And I love doing anything active. I mean, I did triathlons, marathons, and I love just hanging out and barbecuing with my friends. And my life, it was just going great. And at the time, you see, I was working with my father. He was training me to take over our family business. Well, things always don't turn out the way you want them to. Because on the morning of August 26, 2010, I was at work that morning, but I had to make a trip over to Rock Springs, which is a nearby city. And actually, while I was over there that morning, I stopped and did a few things for myself. I mean, I went in and I bought myself a brand new truck. But let me tell you guys about this truck here. I mean, this is a black Dodge Mega Cab 1-ton diesel. It had leather seats, sunroof, wheels, tires, exhaust, a 6-inch lift. I mean, it had everything that I wanted. And it definitely had a great morning going. You know, and it's like funny because my friend always tells me, you know, Dustin, maybe if you would have ordered a Chevy instead of a Dodge, things might have turned out a little bit different. You know, but what happened to me though, it wasn't no driving error. I wasn't texting, talking on the phone, or I hadn't been out drinking or doing anything stupid. My front tire simply just blew out. You know, and being like some of you guys here tonight, I wasn't wearing a seatbelt. I mean, we hear of things happening, people getting in car accidents, or seriously injured, or even killed. But you just think something like that was never gonna happen to me. I know that's the way I thought. But that afternoon when I was on my way back home, I was going down the freeway. And when that tire blew out, it sucked me into the median, and I got caught in that cable fencing, and it caused my vehicle to roll over. And unfortunately, not wearing my seatbelt, I was ejected out the window. And after that, I was taken by an ambulance to the hospital. And when I got there, I went through numerous surgeries and tons of procedures. But as soon as I finally started coming to things, after I went through the testing, the examinations, you know, I started asking questions. But these were questions that were way far beyond the details of what happened in that car accident. I mean, these are deeper questions like, why God? Why did this have to happen to me? Or maybe there's something that I could have been doing different. You see, because we all remember certain events that happened in our lives. You know, we all have those memories. But I also have an additional memory. And that was the day the doctor told me that I was never going to be able to walk or stand again. You see, because walking, simply standing up like you're all doing right now, and that was something that I had taken for granted. And as do maybe most of all of you guys. You see, that day when the doctor was breaking the news to me, I was in my hospital room, and I was with him and my physical therapist. And we were talking about things that I'd worked on and things that I need to start doing in the future. So I finally asked him that question: when are we going to start working on trying to get me out of this wheelchair? The doctor looked at me and said, unfortunately, I don't think that's going to happen. So I gritted my teeth, and I looked back at him, and I said, well, what are the chances of me walking again? The doctor said, Dustin, and you're paralyzed. You're probably never going to walk or stand again. See, when he told me that, I couldn't believe the words that were coming out of his mouth. I mean, the way I lived my life, the things that I did, this couldn't be happening to me. But once the reality of my situation did set in, and I had come to realize that life as I knew it was going to be changed forever, it was at that time that I remember asking myself a question. Because this wheelchair, this might be something that's happened to me, but it doesn't define who I am. I mean, it's not me. And I asked myself something that would change everything else in the course to come. But this is the same question that I and all of you guys here can ask yourself. I mean, every time that you're faced with adversity. What are you going to do now? For myself, I knew that I wanted to get my life back and do the things that I enjoy doing. So I moved to Salt Lake City, and I became a part of a facility called NeuroWorks, and that's where I did my therapy. And when I started doing this, that's when I seen this advertisement come out. And it was regarding a research program that was going on in Louisville, Kentucky. So I applied for it, and I was fortunate enough to be selected to be a part of it. And what they'd done, I had to move to Louisville, but now they've surgically implanted a stimulator on the lower part of my spinal cord. And when it's turned on, I can move my legs, my toes, my ankles, and this increased blood flow, my circulation. It also brings back muscle mass. But I was also starting to learn how to stand up again, which would increase my bone density and my overall health. But even more amazing than that, I've started to regain things back that I've lost, like my bowel, my bladder, and my sexual function. I mean, and those are amazing things. But this didn't even happen overnight. I mean, I moved to Louisville for 2 years, going to the lab 5 days a week through intense therapy. But some great things have happened. But no matter what, I mean, what's going on, the results that I've had, I mean, it's not about me. It's not about how great I'm doing, but it's about the effort that I'm willing to put in and provide to them so that this can become a treatment available for everyone who's living with a spinal cord injury. And then together we all can work towards our dream, which is to walk again. And that's what's so amazing now about the World Run. I mean, Wings for Life has the World Run that goes on, and 100% of the sign-up fees go towards spinal cord injury research, like the one I was a part of. And more across this nation. I've seen so many around the world. I've seen the technology that's going on. I mean, it is so hopeful, and there's so many amazing things that happen. And that's why, I'm here tonight, and I'm asking you guys, please sign up for the World Run and make a difference in helping us get one step closer to where we want to be. And even if you can't make the event, they have an app where you could run it on your own pace somewhere else. Or even if you can't run, I mean, just signing up for it. And tonight, I think you get a free t-shirt with you sign up. So, but just the fact that your money, 100% of it is going towards spinal cord research is amazing. But, now I've told you guys a little bit about myself and stuff like that, but I'll show you a little bit how the research works, actually. While I'm doing that, Abby, would you come up here and talk to these guys for a second while I do this? Sure. So this actually is this is a remote that I have.
Yeah.
This is my remote. I mean, and
so have you guys run the World Run before? Anybody? Yes. Awesome. So it's really amazing. I mean, the coolest part like we're talking about is that you can literally surprise yourself with how far you can run. I know that Tamara did. I know that I have in the past, and we'd love to see all you guys out there. I mean, it's really just, I feel like I'm talking over something really amazing right now. But yeah, we'd love to see you guys out there with Tamara and Dustin. And do I need to give more time?
Yeah, so this is what it like. So I have a remote right here. That's okay. That's and so I'm actually gonna hold it to my side because there's a thing in my stomach. But so my legs obviously don't work until I turn it on, and then and you know it takes a while to like about 5 minutes actually where you can stand and start working on your balance. But I mean, just the ability to stand is amazing. I mean, but it's like, you know, so there's like, as you work with it, I mean, like I said, so I've turned on my legs that were turned off a minute ago, and it takes a few seconds to kind of feel like where your balance is at, and like I can kind of bend my knees, but it's really kind of something that, you know, it takes a little bit to work with. But once again, it's stuff like this, you know, is possible because of the World Run. I mean, when they donate that money to it. So, you know, with that, why don't we play ping pong, sign up for the World Run, and have a beer. So I'm one of 4 people in the world that have this, and you know, it's such a, that's like, I want to say, I mean, it's a blessing for me to be able to do that, and like, so I religiously stand every single day because I want to improve myself, but provide the best information possible. But like, that's one of my motives right now. And I mean, actually, if you go to DustinShilcox.com, I have my own clothing line, and I sell it, and 100% of those proceeds go towards people in wheelchairs to keep themselves in great shape, because the better shape you're in now, you know, when something does become available, it's going to give you the best impact. And so I really have a passion to let people know, you know, and not give up. I mean, so it's like, it gives them so much hope, but, you know, I want to have everyone doing this kind of stuff. So instead of standing, we're walking. I mean, it's very cool.
Thank you.